Good evening, and major breaking news on the programme tonight about Cov Press, a big employer and long-standing supplier to Jaguar Land Rover. We've heard in the last hour the firm has called in the administrators. We'll bring you the very latest from our business correspondent in just a moment. But first, a court has heard how a Birmingham teenager ran for his life after being shot at close range. Prosecutors say 18-year-old Kenichi Phillips collapsed and died after being left for dead in an alleyway. Two men have gone on trial today charged with his murder, which they both deny. Sian Grezchek has been following the case for us at Birmingham Crown Court.
Opening the case for the prosecution, Karim Khalil QC said that on the 17th of March, 18-year-old Kenichi Phillips was sitting in a Seat Ibiza car with his brother and a friend called Khalil Johnson in Ladywood. Two people walked over to them, they talked, but Mr. Phillips wound up his window. It was then that the first shot was fired at him through the window. A second shot was then fired at his friend in the back seat, but it missed. The court was told that after being shot in the jaw, Kenichi ran towards an alleyway along with his brother and his friend Khalil Johnson. It was there that he collapsed. His brother and his friend stopped for a moment but then said they had to go, and the court was told that they then ran for their lives. When the emergency services arrived, Kenichi was pronounced dead at the scene. 37-year-old Dean Silvera on the left from Druids Heath and 18-year-old Dishan Downey from Bartley Green both deny murdering Kenichi Phillips and deny the attempted murder of Khalil Johnson. The prosecution says a third man, Isaiah Wright-Young, is wanted in connection with the murder but is on the run. It's claimed that Silvera drove the getaway car, a Mazda, that he, Downey and Wright-Young fled in after the shooting.
And Sian Grezchek's outside Birmingham Crown Court for us now. Sian, what did the prosecution say about motive in this case?
Well, Nick, the prosecution told the jury they believed that it was all about drugs. They said that Kenichi was involved in the drug scene. They said that in 2015 he'd been released from prison for drug-related offences. The jury also heard that drugs were found on Kenichi in the car that he was shot in, and that his blood had been tested as well following a number of forensic tests, and that he was probably under the influence of cannabis. We also learned that he, on the morning of the shooting, had been driven around by his mentor and taken to a jobs fair. His mum and his dad were in court today and listened as the prosecution outlined their case.
And Sian, what have you heard about the gun used in the shooting?
Well, there were two guns used, Nick. The gun that was fired at Kenichi was a 9mm gun, but a second gun that was fired at the passenger in the car was a .38mm revolver. The trial is expected to last for a few weeks here.
Sian, thank you. We're now back